Not only are we highlighting the wonderful work that we do in Sacramento, but I, as a Smithsonian regent, am proud to have pieces of this exhibit come from the Smithsonian. And the Smithsonian is a museum that has 21 museums and libraries and the National Zoo. And by the way, we're going to get the pandas back by the end of the year. They're already there, but they have to be sort of acclimated. And we have 9 research institutions, so it's a huge affair. But let me tell you that the biggest part of Smithsonian is that it's an American museum. And our intent now, especially as we enter into the 250th anniversary of our country, we want to be all over the country. And that's why it's important to have some of these artifacts come to places around the country that maybe people, there's some people who wouldn't be able to come to the Smithsonian to see these exhibits. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank the California Museum for hosting us today. It's very special for me to be here today, as you know. It's one of these situations where Sacramento in particular has been a great baseball type city. My late husband, Bob Matsui, was always since a little leaguer, and at that time also the kids used to go and see the Solons play. Don't remember, any of you don't remember this, but what used to be the stadium was at the old Target, where the Target is there right now. So this is a baseball culture. And so by opening here Smithsonian's Pleibol in the Barrios and the Big Leagues exhibit here at the California Museum, is especially special to us in Sacramento. Sacramento is home also to a vibrant Hispanic, Latino community, one that has shaped the city we love in profound and foundational ways. As I said, Sacramento is a baseball town, and we've seen many people arise from here to become successful players across the region, throughout the history, and also the state, and also the country. And that's why I'm so pleased this exhibit is right here for all of us to come and look to see how our rich baseball history fuses with the story about how Latinos and Latinas harness the game to unify and reshape not only the sport, but also California. Players like Juan Marshall, Roberto Clemente, or today's superstar, Juan Soto, represent so much to our Latino community, but also to represent the deep diversity within our community here in Sacramento. These players hail from the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Cuba, and more. So thousands of Latino players have played a part of really growing this beloved game. These stories are of joy, resilience, and as I said, of community. For any baseball fans out there, the jerseys behind me, all of you will recognize them. The names are reminders of the potential of homegrown diversity, community, and culture. Now, for many here in the Sacramento region, we all know that the Dodgers, because we know in California, took home the World Series crown. So in California, we're awfully proud of that. But I can't help but talk about some of the legends who just recently lost, such as Fernando Valenzuela. Fernando grew up in very humble beginnings in the state of Sonora, Mexico. He grew up miles and miles from the next small town, but he rose up to capture the imaginations of many. In his first year with the LA Dodgers, Valenzuela won Rookie of the Year and the Cy Young Award, just that time, very beginning. And he never looked back. On the mound or off it, his combination of talent and magnetic personality created movement within the Latino community, and particularly the Mexican-American community, that would go on to change baseball forever. His recent passing fills us all with grief, but his mark on the game, the Latino community, and California's culture will certainly endure. As showcased here in the exhibit, Latino women have also had a powerful hand in shaping the baseball world. One of the exhibits from the Smithsonian highlights Marge Vila, who began her playing career at 13 years old with the East LA Barrios Stars in 1938. By 1946, she became one of the most versatile players in the Kenosha Comets in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. During her time with the Comets, Marge acted as a fearless ambassador for the sport during the international travel to places like Cuba, the Caribbean, and other parts of Latin America. It was not only her talent on the field, but her communication of her love for the game that spread baseball to Latino communities all across the world. So to honor her contribution to the Latin American and baseball community, this exhibit proudly displays the jersey she wore as a player in the East LA Barrios Stars. You know, I can go on and on about the stories of the people in this exhibit, but as a Smithsonian region, I believe in the immense power of museums. In our work at the Smithsonian, we have strived to tell the story of the American experience in the entirety, uplifting diverse voices from across the nation, showing people the enduring hope and resilience that is really the true story of the American people. Thanks to the amazing work here at the California Museum and the Smithsonian, Sacramento's now have the chance to learn, appreciate, and reflect on the triumphs of Latinos within the game of baseball. I want to thank you all for being here today, and remember that baseball here is a sport, particularly in this country, that brings us together. I cannot believe how many times my son went with his father to games. They knew all the stats. It was just totally amazing. And to me, that love of baseball cemented their love for each other too. So as a community, that's what we do also. So I want to thank you for coming to see this inspiring exhibit. And now I want to bring up my good friend, Amanda Meeker, who is executive director of this wonderful museum. Amanda?
Thank you so much, Congresswoman. So as the Congresswoman was saying, we are just thrilled to be able to bring this exhibit from Washington, D.C. Not everyone can make the trip to D.C. And so to have the Smithsonian having this kind of program that brings quality, brings that level of curation, those rich objects to the local community is so important. And this is actually our fourth exhibit with the Smithsonian. We know it will not be our last because they're always so popular. But this one is really great. As she was alluding, it's just being able to find stories that bring us together in this divided time. And baseball is certainly one that does that. And so I hope that folks will come, check it out, and find community through this exhibit. In general, museums play a crucial role in safeguarding and sharing the heritage, stories, and artifacts that shape our identity. By helping visitors understand the past and contextualize the present, we give them tools to shape a better future. Museums create space where people from all backgrounds can come together, share experiences, engage in discussion, celebrate diversity while finding common ground. Museums make art, history, cultural experiences accessible to all, often through free and reduced cost programs that we participate in, and are proud to do so here at the museum. It ensures that everyone, regardless of background, can benefit and participate in these cultural experiences that are so valuable. So we're really proud to serve as a destination for those looking to celebrate California's diverse cultures and histories. And this exhibit in particular highlights the resilience, pride, and passion of generations of Latinos and Latinas who have made an impact both on and off the field. So this really, it's a shared vision that we have with the Smithsonian for uplifting, meaningful, inclusive, and impactful programming and strengthening our ability to tell California's diverse stories. And we look forward to doing more of that and to seeing lots of Sacramento here at this exhibit, which is here through January 17th. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Amanda. I'd also now like to bring up and welcome the President and CEO of the Sacramento Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Kathy Rodriguez. Kathy?
Thank you, Congresswoman. Thank you for having me here today. I am Kathy Rodriguez-Aguirre, President and CEO for the Sacramento Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and I'm so excited to be here for the opening of this exhibit. In my family, my papa shared many stories of him and his brothers finding a stick, a ball, and an open field in Donaya, Jalisco, where they could play baseball. In fact, they actually have a reputation as the Rodriguez brothers, and there were many hopes that they would also be showcased someday in a museum like this. But as my dad came to the States and was recruited in high school to play baseball, there were other obligations and it became a dream deferred. But the joy of the game never left him. It was that joy that's been passed on to my brothers and my nephews, and it's what binds together the generations. Our story is one that's shared in many households. Baseball has long been a part of the Latino community, and today Latinos represent about 25% of major league rosters, a number that keeps growing. It also reflects the diversity of Latinos and Latinas as the players represent the heritage of numerous Latin American countries like Cuba, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Venezuela, as well as across the United States. The players give hope to all those kids playing in open fields and empty lots that someday they may play in a stadium or be in the stands cheering on their favorite players. I want to thank the California Museum for bringing the Pleibol exhibit to Sacramento. You've extended the love of baseball and the contributions of Latinos and Latinas to the sport to the state capitol. When families come to visit the museum, they will see the Latinos and Latinas who have contributed to the game and helped shape it into what it is today. Seeing the artifacts on display provides an opportunity for visitors to share memories of why they love the game. I expect that Fernando Valenzuela jersey, which happens to be right behind me, will have fans reliving the recent Dodgers World Series victory and how they wish he had been there to see it and be a part of it. He became like a household name and became a family member to so many that he was very much in the win this past week. For young girls to see how Latinas have also had a critical role in baseball, to learning about Carmen Luján of the Mercury Señoritas will also be a highlight. But most importantly, having this exhibit in the California Museum shows that the leadership appreciates and values the contributions of our Latino culture and that it's a welcoming place for all. I'm excited to see how this exhibit will draw families and inspire our young people to always dream big. The exhilaration and love of baseball unites fans from all demographics, ages, cultures, and shows how much we have in common. Having the Smithsonian play ball and Barrios in the big leagues is definitely a home run for Sacramento, and I hope all of you come to see it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kathy. And I think the whole theme of this is how not only do we love baseball, but the fact is it builds community. And as all of us have said, I think in these days, it's nice to have something that brings us together in a way that it doesn't matter at all where you come from, who you are. And we just sit there and we play ball. And we're on the same team. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Amanda, very much for hosting us here, and Kathy for being here also. And I appreciate everything that you all have done. Thanks a lot for being here. Thank you.